Right, we're here at the Olympia where Fight Night on Saturday night is taking place, and we're joined by the headliner for Saturday, Peter McGrail. Peter, as I say, headlining here in Liverpool, your first time. How does it feel?
It's boss, you know what I mean? It's fourth fight now in Liverpool to be headlining now, just in my fifth fight in my career. It's boss, and to have my little brother under me on the undercard. It's going to be a great night for the family and for obviously my gym having that triangle. So it's ready to go now and can't wait for Saturday. Yeah,
you mentioned there your fifth professional fight. Sam, can you name many fighters that have headlined on their fifth professional fight?
No, there's not. They're few and far between, but I think Peter's born for this type of stuff. I think he's used to a big stage as well. So when people talk about pressures and stuff, he's boxed as a world-class amateur for years and years. So I think Peter will take it in his stride. I think you looked at his last performance and he's ready. He's born for a big stage, and as I say, it's great that his younger brother can join him on his ride, and he'll develop into a great fighter with himself. And I'm sure there's going to be some huge nights for Peter and his family in the very near future.
Peter, have you sort of grown up dreaming about headlining, especially here in Liverpool? You know, you and your brother, he's on the card. What does it mean to your family? And you've been thinking about this for a long time.
Yeah, definitely. It's been on my mind for years. Going through the GB system, I'd always do well at my tournaments that I go to. I'd always be on the podium, and eventually I knew what was going to come after my amateur career. I was going to turn professional, and as I was doing all that, my little brother was he was going away boxing for England. He got like a European silver, so I knew what was going to come when I was going to turn pro. And it's just great the fact that he turned pro the same time as me, because he's so young and he's 19. So it's to be boxing on the same bill as him again. It's our third fight together. We're just continuing to make my mum, my dad, and obviously our Chris and all our family proud, and that's what we're going to continue to do. And this is just the first time I'll be headlining the bill in Liverpool, and it's going to be the first of many that I'm going to headline, and then eventually it'll move on to our Joe then.
What do you think the atmosphere is going to be like when you're actually walking out on Saturday night? It's a sold out arena. What do you think it's going to be like?
Yeah, it's going to be a belter. I've been to loads of shows in the Olympia, but I think this one's like one of the best cards that's been for a good while anyway. And in the Echo last time it was a belter atmosphere, but it is like a lot more smaller, more enclosed, more hostile.
Is the M&S?
The Echo is the M&S,
yeah. Okay.
But it just comes off my tongue as the Echo.
Just for us non-scouts.
Yeah. But the atmosphere is going to be a belter. It's about 4 or 5 scousers on the card, isn't it? It's going to be packed out here, as you said, sold out, and it's just going to be a boss night, boss atmosphere. And it's actually the first time me and Joe boxed in the Olympia, considering that we've obviously boxed for so many years and boxed a few times in Liverpool. So it's another venue off the list in Liverpool.
Yeah, and Sam, as you mentioned, quite a few Scousers on the card, yeah. And that's going to just heighten the atmosphere in here Saturday night.
Yeah, as you can see, like, I came here for years and I still can't put my finger on which fight I actually came. I think it was a David Price fight, but yeah, the atmosphere it's not like, I think it's a bit better than York Hall, but it's going to be an enclosed, tight atmosphere, and I think people are going to go a bit mad. But they were loud and proud last time when you boxed in say this right, the M&S Bank. It's fixed to say the Echo, but yeah, so. This is going to be the first of many for Peter. I think the thing there is now keep him active, but a lot of fighters turn the fight down with Peter. So as I say, this guy's going to be tough, game and ready to fight, and I think Peter will put on a great performance and then keep him busy and titles very, very soon. Because as I say, not a lot of many people want to fight him because they know what he's capable of doing.
Well, we will go on to that actually in a minute. Before we do, just talking of the sort of walking out, your entrance music, Dancing in the Moonlight. So Googled it, you were 4 years old when that song actually was released. Yeah. So why that song? Where did that come from?
I don't know exactly why, but I just know when I was boxing years ago it actually was the York Hall, boxed in the World Series boxing when I was representing GB, and I just picked that tune, and at the time I think I must have, don't know whether I was playing it loads in the car when I was driving or something, but I was into that tune, ended up picking that tune, walked out to it, and then like ever since, just I get loads of videos on WhatsApp, Snapchats, people ringing me if they're out in town and it's on. Sort of just stuck with me, do you know what I mean? And then like, that's what I am doing, aren't I? I'm dancing under the lights in the ring, so I'm dancing in the moonlight. It's just a tune now that just when it comes on and that it just reminds me of all my walkouts and reminds me of all my wins and that it's just sort of stuck with me now.
Do you think you'll always use that?
Yeah, maybe somewhere down the line I might get someone to make a little remix of it or something with add something else in. But for this fight, like we're sticking with Dancing in the Moonlight. Yeah,
it's a good choice. Good choice. Right, moving on to the actual fight. This is a step-up fight for you. This is a tough fight for you. Alexander Espinosa is a tough opponent to be having on your fifth fight. Why this fight now?
It's, to be honest, Ali, it's not down to me. It's down to my team around me, my coach. They have the final say of a fight, and I'll fight anyone. Do you know what I mean? I put myself in there with anyone, and I'd back myself to win. But I believe I'm ready. He's got more experience than me in the pro ring, but I think overall the experience I've had in the amateurs and that, it's he won't be on my level, but he's on paper he is a step up, and he is going to be my toughest assignment to date. But I reckon I'm going to pass it with flying colours, and I'm going to put a good performance on, headlining my first bill on Saturday.
Sam, just a word on the sort of step-up fight for Peter and taking such a tough opponent this early on in his career.
Yeah, it's a great. As like what Peter says. I mean, I've spoke to him like off camera. He'll fight anybody, but on paper it's a step up, and he is a tough. I've had a good look at him. He's a tough guy, but I think it'll make Peter look. Peter will show his class in the fight. And like what I was saying a minute ago, a lot of people have turned the fight down. Domestic opponents, which we're not going to air that. There's no point airing that.
We're not going to name names.
No, we're not going to sit and name names. I don't think that's Peter's style. It's probably my style, but it's not Peter's style. So I won't go and do that. But some of the teammates that he used to spar on the GB side, there was a couple of them that's turned the fight down. But hopefully down the line, we can make a really good couple of domestic fights next year for Peter. But if that's not the case and people want to avoid him, we'll take him a different route. He's destined to be a world champion, so it's not a case of if, it's when.
So Saturday night, you get the job done like you plan to. What are you wanting next? What is your sort of route that you want him to go?
Yeah, I was trying to push to try and get a title for this fight. I believe I'm ready, and I want to start climbing the rankings as soon as possible. So I was pushing for this fight, but obviously some way or another it didn't come off. But definitely want to get out again before the end of the year. That's 1,000,000%. I need at least one more fight before the end of the year, and then 1,000,000% next year start pushing on, collecting some belts and start adding some belts to the trophy cabinet in ours.
Sam, do you have sort of ideas of the direction that you sort of want Peter to go? Certain names that you're looking at for future fights?
Yeah, there is a few names that say sometimes you'll look at Peter and think, he's had 5 fights, but Peter's ready for someone that's had 20 fights. And when you've had 20 fights, it's hard to look back and think, I want to fight Peter, because he's most likely going to win the fight. So those fighters that are probably ahead of him on paper, like in the rankings, will look at Peter and think, I'm not fighting him, so it's going to cost more money, and we can maybe go the international route. But it's whatever. We'll have to sit down with Peter himself, his coach, his management team, and see what route we're gonna actually go. Hopefully, he's going to be out again before the end of the year. But obviously, come through this, hands are okay, and that's to make sure his hands are okay. And then next year, we want to put some huge nights on in Liverpool, and him headline the headliner show, whether it's here or whether it's in the M&S Bank Arena. M&S Bank Arena. He's destined for this. I honestly think he will be. I've spoke to many fighters. Tony Bellew, who's obviously from Liverpool. He's achieved everything there is to achieve. He said with Peter, he's got it. He's got the skill, the talent. He can not only become like one of the best fighters to ever come out of Liverpool, he can be one of the best fighters to ever come out of the UK. He's that good, so no pressure.
No, there's no pressure, lad. There's no pressure ever. Just.
Yeah, do you feel pressure with the fact that people are talking about you, people are saying they expect you to be a world champion, you're the next sort of up and coming from Liverpool, bearing in mind the fighters that we've had from Liverpool. Do you feel pressure with that at all?
Not so much, no. It's just I believe that myself, so it's just good to know that other people believe that. So I just go to the gym every day and train every day, learn every day with Paul and Anthony, and I'm getting better and better each fight now, and this is a good step up for me at the right time, and it's all stepping stones to that final goal, innit, to get to the #1 spot, and you've got to just come through these days, past the assignments with flying colours, and it's what I'm planning to do Saturday.
You mentioned, your trainers there. I mean, quite a stable that you're in with. What's it like, day in, day out in that gym? Obviously, your brother's training alongside you as well.
Yeah, it's boss. We've got obviously our Joe, as you know, Andrew Kane, Bradley Strand and Nick Ball, and we're all bantam, super bantam, feathers. So it's like, if you can't get sparring out, we've got
Good in-house sparring there,
do you know what I mean?
Competitive.
Oh, there's Big Bomber actually. Big Bomber's just joined. He's an heavyweight, so he's put the average size up of our gym, but he's he's joined the gym. So obviously there's all of us around the same weight, and like I've been in our gym since I was 10, and I'm learning something new every day when I'm going in. Do you know what I mean? And Paul's just perfecting all of our crafts, and it's only really now that the gym's sort of getting on the map since like Nick's won. I've already had major success in the amateurs, but the pro side of things, Nick's just won that silver belt, hasn't he? And when he beat Isaac Lowe, now Andrew's got the international silver, and they're all obviously with Warren. But it's good to see now, and it's good for Paul and the gym, everything tonight, to start getting some credit for obviously the work he's put into us over the years. Do you know what I mean? I've been there for like 16 years now. I've always been there for about 12. So it's just it's why I like nights like this when I'm headlining in Liverpool, and when like say I boxed my last fight in Dubai, and then he's just there alongside me. We're just making boss memories that we have done since the start. Do you know what I mean?
Do you get nervous? Obviously, you're prepping for your fight, but he fights first. So then, does that sort of affect your build-up to the fight? That must be hard. I can't imagine that.
Yeah, I've done that twice now, haven't I? And I think I can fully remember one of them. Like I think when he stopped the kid in the second, and it was my second fight. I think it was it his debut? It might have been anyway. So he's won, stopped the kid, and I was obviously proper nervous before this fight, because it's like a different kind of nerves that you get for like your little brother. And as soon as he'd won, it was just like, yeah, we've smashed it, we're flying now. Do you know what I mean? Like it weren't even like I was fighting, but then obviously as soon as like get me wraps on, warm up and that, then you get a little bit of nerves, and it all becomes real again then. But I suppose it's just your emotions go up and down, and not down, but up, and then to nerves, and then excitement, but they're all at the same thing, aren't they, really? And it's just once we're both won and that, it's just a belter, you know what I mean? Because we went through the training camp together, eating together, sleeping together, not sleeping together, eating together, training together, and obviously living in the same house. And then we both get the win on the night, and obviously we enjoy a few nice treats after the fight, getting some scrans in. So it's just it's boss that I'm doing alongside him. Like
A bit of an easy night for him because he focuses on his fight, gets the win, and then he can chill and just enjoy your fight.
Yeah, well, yeah, I suppose so. But I'd probably say it is probably easier. I don't know whether it's easier, but I think he'll be nervous, a little bit nervous for himself. He's going to win, be made up, but then he probably gets more nervous for me than what he does for himself, because you can't control it, can you? Like,
yeah, you can't fully celebrate his win because you've still got to do the business.
So yeah, it's I suppose it's like different for both of us, innit? But I think from both of our point of views, we're happy that we fight on the same bill, and it's great for, as I've said a few times, it's just boss for me, mum and my dad, and our Chris, our older brother. So
Saturday night, what is your prediction for the atmosphere, the fight, your fight, and the night as a whole?
Yeah, the atmosphere is going to, I reckon it's going to be a belter for every scout that's fighting. The Liverpool, like in the Echo last time, the M&S, whatever you want to say, everyone was just dead loud for all of the fighters, do you know what I mean? And when my walkout song come on, it was a belter, and then in my fight I could hear everyone screaming like, "Oh, Peter McGrail," and I was just thinking, it's fucking a belter this, and obviously put a heavy performance in. And then at the end of that, it was just boss, do you know what I mean? And I expect the atmosphere to be even better in here, because it's, as I said before, it's just smaller in it. It's going to be a lot more packed out, and it's going to be very hostile for my opponent. But regarding the fight, all I can see is a winner. I haven't actually fully watched much of him. Leave that down to my coaches at this moment in time. Probably might have a little look at him the day before the fight just to see how he comes out. But I know I'm flying, I know I've been sparring well, and I just think I'm levels above opponents like this, even though it's a step up, and as any professional fighter's doing, I'm going for the knockout.
Right, it's going to be a good night, but best of luck.
Thank you very much.
It's going to be a good week.
Ta.